Hey guys, welcome to Coding Cactus. Today we'll be solving another coding game puzzle which is called as temperatures. So temperatures is basically an easy one, and what you learn is solving this puzzle validates that the loop concept is understood and that you can compare a list of values. Puzzle is also a playground to experiment the concept of lambdas in different programming languages. It's also an opportunity to discover functional programming. So the statement is your program must analyze records of temperatures to find the closest to zero. Story of behind this, it's freezing cold out there. Will you be able to find the temperature closest to zero in a set of temperature readings? So let's go ahead and see the program. See the problem itself. The goal of this exercise is you have to analyze records of temperatures to find the closest to zero. So sample temperatures here, -1 is the closest to zero. So if you can see, these are multiple temperatures and -1 is the closest to zero, right? So let's talk about the input. We'll have a total of 5. This is an example, and the first value is 1, -2, -8, 4, 5. So closest one to 0 would be 1. Okay, so inputs is n, which is the number of temperatures to analyze. For example, n here would be 5, and on the line 2 you get a string with n temperatures expressed as integers ranging from -273 to +556. The output we want is to display 0 if no temperatures are provided. Otherwise, display the temperature closest to 0. Okay. And also in that, if we have a positive and a negative one, then the positive one should be taken as the closest. Right. Now let's go and deal with the first condition here. Is display 0 if no temperatures are provided. So if we can see, the n are the number of temperatures to analyze, right? So let's first create a variable which we name as closest to 0. After creating this, if we don't have any temperatures, it's basically going to be 0, right? There's nothing that we can do. So basically, let's not go into loop at all. Let's just check it here. If n, which are the number of temperatures, equals to 0, then basically a variable closest to 0 will be 0. And basically we'll bring this value over here. Now, after this, we have handled the first condition. Let's go into the second condition. Let's do an else block. Everything will happen in the else block. So let's move it down over here. So in the else block, what we'll be doing is, like, we have closest to 0 as a variable, but it is, if we have no temperature readings, then it would be 0. Otherwise, we haven't defined it. It will be undefined, right? First, let's give it a value. Instead of giving a random or 0, what we do is we give it a value which will take from the array itself. And because it's an array, we'll take the first value, so the 0th index. Okay. So we've basically given it value. So if we take an example of this, we'll already given it value 1. Now we'll be looking through it and checking if, comparing it with other values that we get in the loop. So let's do this. Let's write an if statement. And now what we are doing to do here is we're going to use a function math.absolute, which actually gives us a positive value. So an absolute value of -5 equals 5, and absolute value of 5 equals 5. It always returns a positive, right? So what we'll do here is closest to 0 the absolute value of closest to 0 is greater than the absolute value of t. Closest to 0 would be t. So basically, if this value is greater than this, then we'll take this value, not this value. Because we need greater than this means basically it would be lower value. So lower value is basically close to 0. So we'll always take the lower value. Now, there's also a condition where if this would give us all the things that could work in here, basically in this one. But there's also a catch, like if there's a minus and there's a negative and positive values, in between those we have to always take the positive value as the first, right? So let's do an else if here and handle that case as well. Else if math dot absolute. The condition what we are looking here is if the value closest to 0 also equals math dot absolute of t. That means the values are equal in positive sense. One of them could be negative, right? Then we will check if t is greater than 0. That means if they are similar, then if the value at t has to be positive, right? In that case, we'll assign closest to 0 as equal to t. Right? I think we have handled all the 3 cases that we could have, and then we're going to print this closest to 0. Now let us just, for comparison, let us check whether this for loop ends is here. We can do an console error and let's check the values. Close this 0, then we have input, and then we have t. Let's play and check this one out. Okay, so close to 0, initially we have assigned it 1 over here is the 0th index value of the inputs, right? And t was also 1. Then t was -2, but the absolute value is 2 and h is greater than 1, so we are not updating it. Similarly, minus it absolute value 4 and 5 are greater, so this one passed. Now let's check only negative numbers over here. So the closest to 0. So initially we are giving it -12 because this is the 0th index, and then t is -12, and then in the next iteration it becomes -5 because the absolute value of absolute value of -5, which is 5, is lower than the value of our initial close to 0, which is 12, right? So it takes the value of -5 over here, and finally it would return that. Okay. Similarly, we can go and check all cases over here. Yeah, it does pass everything and it's a success. So we can go and submit over here. Let's see our score. Oh, nice. And it's 100%, right? So it does work, and you can go and check this code out. If you need any help, just comment it out and we'll be there to help you out. Guys, thanks, bye for now, and we'll see you in some another coding problem.